Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my August 18th budget. I had originally planned my budget for August 18th, but at the beginning of August, and there were some mishaps this past pay period. I had a few things that, if you could see my little extras list, that I had to end up paying for that I did not anticipate. I ended up having to purchase a new cell phone. My iPhone 7 finally needed to be replaced, and there was a couple of things that I had to purchase for work, and so it ended up being a very expensive pay period, and so I needed to redo my August 18th budget to account for the additional funds that I need to cover, because I did end up putting several of those expenses on my credit card, and I need to pay the credit card off before our August credit card payment is due. And so we don't carry any balances from month to month because we don't want to accrue any additional interest. So we're going to account for that in this budget. I'm just writing down all of our bills right now. And there's one bill that you can see I didn't transfer over, and it was our gas bill. And that was because I accidentally paid it this pay period, simply because when I received the bill, the date was incorrect. And so it said it was past due, but it wasn't. So I freaked out and just ended up paying it this past check, so I took that off. And then I am writing down our income sources, which will be my husband's check, my check, and our rollover money. And I'm just going ahead and putting down what our sinking funds are going to be, which are the same sinking funds every single pay period. We have Christmas, birthdays, our bedroom, which we're trying to redo. We are purchasing a bed and TV, hopefully, at some point. We have our HOA that we save up for. It's due in October. We have a house fund just for any house repairs, car maintenance, as well as our pool and painting maintenance, our house painting fund. I haven't started these, so it was really important for me to put at least a little bit of money in them this time. And then, of course, my yard maintenance fund and my personal fund. Under my extra debt categories, I am trying to pay off my car and a Wells Fargo student loan. So I'm working hard on putting extra additional income to those two things. And then we have a savings transfer that happens every month at the end of the month of $25 to our savings account. And I like to roll over $200 every single pay period. That is a comfortable cushion for me personally. So that's my checking account cushion. Sometimes I can roll it all over, sometimes more, sometimes less. But that's why I'm writing those numbers down for 225, because I know that that's what I always have there. I'm also doing my cash envelopes. I don't do cash envelopes. I do cashless tracking, but I do give myself very strict budgets, not strict, but strict budgets, for my consumable monthly spending. So I have my husband, we have our grocery, our gas, our household, entertainment, food out, as well as miscellaneous and haircuts. I did anticipate getting haircuts this past pay period, but due to just having to make so many additional expense payments, I decided to put it on this next pay period instead. So my husband, I thought he was going to be making $1,400. That was his new rate that I thought it was going to be. But the last check showed me that it's going to now be $1,366. And my check is, I'm anticipating $1,700. I did work overtime, but I don't know if my job is going to process my overtime in time for this particular pay cycle. So I may have to wait on that money. Also, of course, I try to roll over $200. That's just, like I said, my comfortable amount. So we have our Chevy, which is due at the end of the month. That's my husband's car. We have our Spotify, Disney Plus, as well as our yard maintenance that has to get done this month. And I am going to be using some sinking fund money for that, but I am going to pay part of it from the check as well. And then I also have written down the Bank of America payment that I'm going to have to make, which is very large, and Butcher Box. So Butcher Box is $119. Bank of America is going to be $675 to pay for my phone and some other additional expenses. Also, the yard maintenance, we pay $90 a month. We have Disney Plus, Spotify, $15, $17, and $230 for the car payment. I'm just jotting down my cashless tracking that I do. It's $100 for my husband. That includes his gas money for the week, for the 2 weeks, and $260 for groceries, $40 for gas for me. Household is $100. Entertainment is $50. My food out is $100, but that's for the family. Miscellaneous $100 and $50 for haircuts. I upped my miscellaneous budget and my household budget because it seems like those two areas I've needed a little more income recently. So our income, I added it all together. It was $32.66, and I'm just going ahead and adding up all of our bills. And you'll see that I did take into account the $65 I have saved for the yard already. So our total was $11.46, but I ended up subtracting the $65, which I do plan on using for my sinking funds. So it ends up being $10.81 in our bills, and that number, the $32.66 minus $10.81, ends up being $21.85. All of the cashless categories, I added them up. They were $800, and so I just subtracted them from the $21.85, which left me with $13.85. And then I went ahead and took that $13.85 and divvied it up amongst my other categories. So for Christmas, we're saving $100. For birthdays, we're saving $100. For our bedroom, $50. HOA, $40. Oh, I'm sorry, $30. And then for the household, $40. Car maintenance, $15. And I just threw $10 into my painting and my pool maintenance just to get those two started. And then I did $25 for the yard, as well as $50 for personal. We are definitely trying to catch up with Christmas and birthdays right now. So those two categories are getting the most. I'm just adding up all of these amounts. It came out to $430. And so it ended up being a lot less than I had thought I was going to be able to put into sinking funds, because previously I thought I was going to be able to do like $650. So I took the $13.85, subtracted the $430, which left me with $955, and I subtracted the $225 that I knew was going to go into like my little savings area. And then I went ahead and split the $730 between the two debts that I'm trying to pay off. So I took $550 for my Kia, and I went ahead and put $180 toward the student loan. And then I went ahead and just took that amount and subtracted the $730 from the $955, which left me with $225. And I went ahead and zeroed out my budget. I'm just filling in all of the numbers. But yes, I was able to zero out my budget completely. I did decide, because like I said, we were behind on saving for Christmas. We don't have very much saved up yet at all. And we do not have very much saved in our birthday funds. And we have a lot of birthdays in October and December. And we have family members that we tend to spend a lot of money on. My husband, my mom, his dad, brothers. So it's a lot of people. And so we really need to catch up. So my intention was to write a goal for myself that any additional income, like if I get my overtime or if I'm able to roll over my money from this pay period, any additional money, I need to put it into my Christmas and our birthday sinking funds, just because the goal will be to, of course, end this year without having any credit card debt. This was something we did last year. We paid off all of our credit card debt last year, and I've been able to keep it paid off this year and utilize my credit cards to just earn points. And I've actually been able to redeem like about $400 worth of rewards so far this year in credit card points. I went ahead and wrote down what I owe left on my Wells Fargo, and I owe $3,774. I just wanted to write that down to remind myself of where I was. And then I went ahead and wrote down around how much I have left on my car, which is $8,244. And then I wanted to just see like how much would I have left after the $550 payment, and I was pretty happy. I was like, okay, cool, like close to less than $8,000, which is amazing for us, because I owed about $18,000 on that car last year around this time. So I've been able to pay off like 10 grand already just by trying to push myself. Thanks for watching.